Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here, but not for video review, this time for another update, another channel update. I know I keep doing them all the time, don't I, at the moment? Do apologise for this, but yeah, basically it's just to sort of give an announcement about the fact that I've joined the YouTube membership programme. Yes, it sounds quite impressive. Don't know if it really is that impressive, but you know, maybe it is, I don't know. But just to explain what it is really, just because you'll probably start to see things like that sort of allude to it and stuff like that on the channel. So I just want to make sure you understand what it is and you know, and hopefully don't feel like it's going to be, you know, be a detriment to your enjoyment of the channel really, because that's the last thing I want, to be honest with you. So what is it? Well, it's basically a bit like a sort of YouTube equivalent of Patreon, essentially, where you can become a sort of member of the channel. So you can join the channel as well as subscribe to it. So what that means is basically you'll be able to sort of contribute every month, essentially, to get some sort of bonus features. So it could just be technically just to sort of help support the channel, but I'm going to start doing sort of basically members only videos and special content and things like this. But don't worry, I've probably already explained half to you in another update, but it's not going to be you know, sort of a paywall to certain content. It's going to be content that I otherwise just wouldn't do really. So we're talking very sort of specialised reviews of things that I wouldn't otherwise do. So products I don't normally look into. So sort of special reviews maybe, you know, whatever they may be. Possibly channel updates as well. Behind the scenes sneak peeks and things like this. Just generally videos I wouldn't otherwise do. Now, you know what you might be saying, well, you know, well, that's fine, you know, I'm going to be able to watch the videos I normally watch anyway, so, you know, it's no difference to me, I'm not going to, you know, contribute or become or join or whatever like that, and that's fine, you don't have to or anything like this, so it's perfectly fine. It's just for some of you that might want to, the option's there. And the gist of it is, over a period of time, could be, you know, maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, who knows, the content will build up basically. I intend to probably do 4 members only videos a month. Might not happen, but that's what I'm trying to do, or going to do, or going to try to do. So basically, you know, over a period of time, there might end up being, you know, 40 videos there or something like that, or I don't know, however long, you know, and then you think, well, hang on a second, I quite fancy some of these, you know, and then for 1 month you could, you know, sort of basically join, binge watch them all, and then quit, basically, you know. So yeah, so you could do that, and that's the intention, I guess. Really, is the fact it will be that sort of option is there if you want it. You don't have to do it. It's not obligatory. It's not going to hopefully you know, be a detriment to enjoyment of the channel. Everything that I would normally do would still be there. I'm not going to sort of siphon off certain reviews to be behind a paywall or whatever. What's going to be there is going to be reviews that I otherwise just wouldn't do, as I say, or just content otherwise wouldn't do. So special content for those people who do decide to join. So as I say, it's not, you know, it's not nothing you have to worry about, you know, automatically going to be put into it and you have to opt out or anything like this. It's nothing like that. It's basically just an option you'll see on the channel next to where it says subscribe. It'll say join as well, and there'll be other options and things like this, and you can see the various options, what it means, what you get, and stuff like that. And of course, some of it might be, you know, as I say, sort of open to no one's interpretation, but obviously might require communication between myself and you, and that, you know, and how we do that we can talk about at the time or whatever. You know, you get in touch and things like this and let me know. Because I mean, I think my preferred way of getting in touch is probably Discord, but I do have an email address, chocoloberto@gmail.com. So, you know, you can get in touch with me that way as well. So it's all fine. It doesn't have to be via Discord if that's not appropriate for you or you don't want to go near it. So that's fine. So you can still join the various options or whatever, even if, as I say, you want to stay away from things like that. So how does this compare to Patreon and things like this? Well, basically, for the moment, if you are a patron on Patreon, you don't have to worry. There's no difference really. So any exclusive content that will go here will go there as well. So you will still get it, and it is, you know, it's basically, yeah, so you have no problem there at all. So you know, there's different place levels and things like this. It's one of those where it matches, but they basically matches Patreon, but basically, yeah, they do match. So there's no you know, essentially there's the same sort of like membership level on YouTube as there is Patreon levels and things like this. Generally, I think Patreon's a bit more flexible. It allows you to set your own prices, whereas the YouTube one you have to pick specific prices. You can say, yeah. So basically, it's a bit sort of slightly different. and obviously I've got to try and engage it. But the gist of it is, you're not losing out if you're on Patreon. In the future, if I start to do live reviews, live videos rather, sort of things like this, there is some benefits to the YouTube membership that isn't possible in Patreon. But I'm not doing those at the moment, so it's nothing to worry about for yet. And it's just basically like little status updates, things like this. I could potentially do sort of members only videos or live streams or whatever. So I think that might be difficult to I don't know if you can incorporate that into Patreon and things like this. So there is like that side of it. That's basically the difference. But I'm not doing anything like that at the moment. So so you can still join Patreon if you prefer. Basically, they're basically the same. But Patreon, the sort of, it doesn't take as big a cut. Essentially, is the gist of it. So there you go. So technically Patreon is preferable for that reason, but YouTube, as I say, it's more convenient. But it's up to you. Whatever's best for you, really, is the gist of it. So I'll say there's the convenience of YouTube, or there's the flexibility of Patreon. They're both pretty much identical, other than the fact that if I ever do live videos, as I say, sort of YouTube allows you to have these live chats and things like this, and members only ones, or if you have a sort of status of how long you've been a member for, next to your sort of chat handle or whatever. But that might not be important to you anyway. So there we go. But yeah, so pretty much the same. Check them both out. Let me, if you have any questions, as I say, leave a comment or whatever. Or get in touch via Discord in the Chocolo's Chockfest if you're a member of that. I'll probably put a link in the description for it to join again. It usually lasts a day or two, depends on how long I keep refreshing it. But of course, chocoloberto@gmail.com as well if you have any questions. So, okay, well, sorry about all these updates, and hopefully they're not frustrating you or causing you annoyance or whatever. But the long story short is nothing's going to change as far as everyday things in the channel is concerned. It's just something extra that's available as well. That's the basic gist of it. Okay, thanks for listening, guys, and thanks for watching as well, of course. And and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya.